4 wives is the way to go, because if one acts stupid, you can go ahead and get another one.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. No guy wants to be monogamous. Man, most guys that are monogamous out of force. If I lined up 100 dudes and I said, listen, man, you keep your girlfriend, right, while you simultaneously smash these girls and she's not going to care, he's going to take it. Every time. Most guys have to kind of concede to what their girl wants. This stupid quote, happy wife, happy life. I think that's the dumbest quote ever.
That is a good quote.
Absolutely not.
Why?
Because a woman's job is to please the man, not the other way around.
Young living every day, giving it to you and cutting straight. Now listen, man, if this is your first time watching my video, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, or you a shadow watcher, shadow seeker, stop being that shadow watcher, stop being that shadow seeker. Take a second, scroll down, click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel on the road to 1K subscribers. I appreciate that. Today, man, I'm gonna react to this video with Myron off of FreshandFit. You know, he on this show called Grilling. Let's dive into it.
So what kind of woman do you want? Sorry.
Me? Mm-hmm. I mean, I could deal with whatever. My thing is, I need her to come into my life and be an asset and not a liability. Right. Most girls are liabilities, to be honest.
Do you think? I think 100%. The right woman, though, could like really just compliment you and make you like progress in your life.
Well, you got to train them.
No, you haven't. In order to train someone, you need them to listen. I'm telling you, no woman is listening to you.
Like, most girls come into your life, like, and if you don't know what you're doing, she's going to come in as a liability, 100%.
No, you don't train them, though.
You have to train them.
It's like training a dog. You wouldn't do that.
Oh, here we go. I knew that was going to...
No, but it's true, though. It's not training. It's not something like, once again, it's just seeing this person as your equal. Okay, but showing the person respect. It's not training.
So I look at it like, if I'm going to have a girlfriend and she's going to be my girl and she's going to have my title, well, she's got to be trained to rise up to a certain level, because I'm going to make her into an asset. Buy me a bag, do this, blah, 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 take me on trips, whatever, when they haven't earned it. So you got to detrain those bad behaviors out of that girl and make her an asset into your life versus a liability. Most guys don't understand their value. They bring her into their life. They give her everything. She hasn't earned it. She doesn't respect him. She's walking all over him. She started to dictate the relationship. You're not getting sex tonight, blah, blah, blah.
That's true, man. That's true, because you may have to understand that women are handed everything. So in exchange for that, when you get them in your life and you put yourself to a certain level as a guy in the States, we talking about, you know, you have to be able coach her through the process. Well, he might use the word train, you know. I would say coach her through the process, because when he said you got to train all them bad girl behaviors out of her, because when he said that, he's specifically speaking on women who are entitled, who are delusional. When she come around you, you have to reprogram her way of thinking, her way of being, because she's coming into your space with that entitlement and that delusion, thinking that she's supposed to get something from just being there. And he's saying, if you don't make them work for it, they don't respect you. And this is what happens to a lot of guys, because they don't exert boundaries. They don't stand on principles and morals. They're not leading by example. That's what he's saying. But let's continue.
He's so rude. Obviously, this is your experience, so I can't argue that. But there's...
I mean, this is biology. Women are hardwired to extract resources from men. It's been that way since the beginning of time. Biology rules everything, guys. They could sit there and say, oh, but I'm doing this and my truth, blah, blah, blah. Biology rules you. There's one truth. There's no such thing as my truth. Female, typical, blah, 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 trash.
And when he says biology rule you, he's specifically saying, like, women can say one thing, but they cannot resist the hardwiring. And then hardwiring is to look for the best man they can get, to look for protection and look for security from a guy. You know, like I said, you notice, right, guys, a lot of times when you put these women in these leadership positions and roles, what happened? They wind up losing respect for the guy. They have resentment towards him. They treating them like trash, right? Treating them like he's some straight up broad, you know what I'm saying? And then in the result of that, she end up leaving the dude. They think that they can be leaders. Women don't have the ability to be leaders long term. Okay, she might do it for 2 years, 3 years. At some point, she's going to get tired. That hardwiring is going to kick in. She's looking for a man who is the leader, who's going to lead by example. But let's continue.
No, but I kind of feel like, from my experience, if I'm going into someone's life, I would want to add.
That's their favorite thing. I feel like. It's not about how you feel. Feels and reals are two different things. And that's where a lot of these girls go wrong with. I feel like this, I feel like that. And that's what I was speaking on as well when I say, man, listen, you have to lead by example. You cannot allow a woman to lead you. They'll lead you off the cliff. You don't want to be led by somebody who's a slave to their emotions. This is not me disrespecting women. This is fact. Women are slaves to their emotion. They operate off feelings. Men are more logic-based thinkers. That's who's supposed to be the leader. Men lead, women follow. But let's continue.
Value, so I wouldn't really take things, and I kind of feel when you.
What did you just say 2 seconds ago? You said, in my experience.
Yeah,
I come in and I add a value.
Yeah.
That's you. Majority of women come in, meet the guy. Okay, what can I get from this guy? Okay, this guy's a simp. I'll just take him out on dinner dates he could pay. I'm never going to smash him. Another guy, this guy's hot. You know, I can smash him. I can hang out with him. This guy, he has some utility. He's a plumber. Okay, he can do my plumbing, but I'll give him a BJ once. Girls put guys in roles. It's your job as the man to make sure you're the top guy and you got the main role where you're not investing too much and she's investing more in you. Girls only respect men that they invest in.
That's a fact. That's true, because you got to understand like this, guys. You notice, well, you might have known dudes, or you might have been one of those guys where you sit back, you driving this girl around, taking her to the mall to go shopping, and then you dropping her off over Tyrone's house so he can tap them sugar walls and activate them waterfalls. See, they won't tell you these things because they want to reserve the right to keep extracting attention and validation from you. So they'll keep you around in rotation. You're an orbiter. They'll keep you in rotation around, you know what I'm saying? So they can keep getting that from you while they go out and exercise who they want to be on the guys that they really like. And like he's saying, man, you got to make them earn it. You know, what he was saying is true, man. Women do put men in categories, and it's based upon the way that you present yourself when you come into her life. But let's continue.
The girl always has to like the guy more than she likes him.
No, I think it works better the other way around.
When the guy likes the girl more?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Why doesn't it make sense?
Because women want a man that's better than them. So how do I look if I'm better than you and I'm sitting here chasing after you? It doesn't make sense.
It don't make sense. And that's another thing too, guys. Listen, she had to want you more, because when she wants you more, she's going to be willing to put in a lot more effort to prove herself to you. That's the thing. When a woman wants you more, right, she's going to be proving herself to you to be in your life, or working every day while she's in your life to keep you around. That's what that's about. You know what I'm saying? If it's the other way around and you're chasing her validation, she's going to treat you like you some straight up broad. You see what I'm saying? If you look at any man who sits there and constantly pursue a girl, she either does what? She friend zones him, or she don't respect him and treat him like he's a straight up broad. You see what I'm saying? Just push him around like he's some broad. You have to be the man that she's going after. She must pursue you. She must have an organic, genuine desire for you. She must be trying to prove herself to you. She have to be on your program. But let's continue.
Women only respect men that they chase. It doesn't work the other way around.
Once again, with this like new wave of women, we don't want to keep fighting for a man that if he's going to treat you like an option.
See, here's the thing. We can say that women are changing, whatever, but we're all slaves to our biology. Women are 100% okay with sharing men. It's been that way since the beginning of time. I would say it's even more apparent now. With Instagram, dating apps, etc., a minority of men are getting a majority of the women. And women are okay with that. I mean, walk into a nightclub. Walk into a nightclub, it's probably one of the most carnal representations of human nature. All the women are sitting in one section with a bunch of the guys that have the highest perceived status in that social setting, versus all the other guys are out there in general admission struggling.
So,
Women.
That's a fact, man. Listen, she said women don't want to be treated as an option. See, they say one thing, but they do another, right? Every time a female tell you, oh, well, they don't want to be treated like an option, I want to be treated like this. Look at her track record and the guys that she dated in the past. It's most likely it's the opposite of what she's saying. I want a guy that's gonna treat me like a princess, who's gonna do this, but then she went on and dated a Pookie, Ray Ray, Tyrone, and Chad, who done the complete opposite of anything that she's saying she wanted. She said they don't want to be treated like an option. Meanwhile, girls go after guys who treat them like an option. The Pookies, the Ray Rays, the Tyrone, the Chads, and the guys with status. Look at Future. Look at Drake, or look at Nick Cannon. There's a reason why Nick Cannon got like, what, 10, 11 kids, or Future got like 10, 11 children. Women go after the guys who have options. You can tell the difference in the dynamics of your relationship as a man if you got a girl, right, and your girl feels like she's the best thing you can do, and you're gonna see exactly how she treats you versus you being a dude who she know that is other women lined up to get you. When she knows other women line up to get you and that she feel like an option, guess what that's going to do? That's going to keep her on her best behavior. She's going to continue to keep proving herself to you, right? She's going to continue to keep on trying to chase after your validation. It has to be that way. That keeps women in line. When it's other women that want you, that keeps them on their game. When they feel like they're the best thing that happened for you, they start slacking. They start withholding, I don't feel like it. She ain't going to be telling you she don't feel like it tonight if she knows there's a whole bunch of other women who are more beautiful than her that's lined up ready to take her place. It has to be that way, guys. This is a fact. Let's continue.
Women always gravitate towards the best guys, and they're willing to share those guys.
So what's your type?
My type. Fit, feminine, friendly,
Yeah.
submissive, and coachable, to be trained. You got to train women, man. I know that sounds terrible.
He's still talking. Fucking hell.
Women don't like it when they get criticized. If I go on a podcast and I say, you know what, guys, you need to stop being bums. You need to get your money on point, stop being fat POSs, etc. They actually admire and respect that. People are in the chat, flame emojis, whatever. I go on rants on the guys all the time. I'm sweating, going crazy. It's like I'm delivering a preach. I think she's trying to grow me, but what she doesn't know is I'm a black belt in this. I've dealt with 10 girls like her at the same time on my podcast, so she's gonna take an L. Women rarely get held accountable for their poor decisions. Men do, though. Men have to live in reality. Women are afforded the privilege of being delusional. So when a guy criticizes a woman, oh my God, right? If you don't believe me, think about it. If a dude's fat, we just call him fat. You're a loser, huh? If a woman's fat, love your curves, girl. You go. She's rude and obnoxious. Oh, you know what? They just can't handle you. You're strong and independent, fierce. We have all these terms to cover up female inadequacies.
He not lying. They always say that. Oh, you're just strong and independent. He can't handle you. That's always a deflection as a woman to not want to do the work to change yourself, to become a better woman. You know what I'm saying? So that you can improve to that guy. It's always, oh, he just can't handle a strong woman. Is it that he can't handle a strong woman, or he just don't want to deal with a woman that's the female version of himself? You see what I'm saying? It's always a deflection, guys, when they don't want to do what they need to do, right? To have that top tier guy in their life. You're supposed to do all the work, but they want to reserve the right to keep doing it their way, because guess what? They've been told their whole life that everything they're doing was okay. They never been held accountable. So it's going to be hard for her when she's been getting a whole bunch of attention from a whole bunch of guys without having to work or improve herself. Now she got to improve herself for the guy that she really wants. That's going to be a hard thing to do. You see what I'm saying, guys? So that's the truth. Women around them, other people lie to them, tell them they okay. You'd have been around settings where you might see a girl. Me personally, there's 3 girls, they hitting the gym, they in shape. What, 5-7% body fat? You know what I'm saying? And they sitting down with a girl that's overweight and she eating. Oh, girl, go ahead, girl. You can eat as much as you want. They telling her to eat as much as she want, but they're watching their calorie intake. That's what I'm talking about. That's an example of women who lie to other women. They don't hold them accountable. Instead of pulling that overweight girl to the side and helping her get in shape, lose the weight. They rather just sit there and lie to her. But in the back of their mind, they know that what she's doing is wrong. No accountability. But let's continue.
But we don't have these same terms for men.
I think it just, a lot of it comes from like narcissistic behavior from men and misogynistic
Women are far more
views.
narcissistic than men are.
No, women can be, so I'm not disputing that.
Far more narcissistic.
But
Men are narcissistic. They always want to call men narcissistic. When you hold a woman to a standard, you hate women. That's like I had women in my comments on certain videos. Oh, he hate women, you bitter. You're always bitter, narcissistic, or you're a misogynist when you hold women accountable for their bad decisions. Hold all men accountable, no problem. But when you hold a woman accountable for what they do, narcissistic, bitter, woman hater, I've heard it all, man. This is what come with it, y'all. But let's continue.
I kind of feel like with men that attain a certain level of status and power, it gives you the opportunity to try and to dominate.
Big difference, though.
No, but this is
Men
why
earn narcissism.
men do not earn a right to be narcissistic.
She said when you get power, it give you the ability to dominate. In order for man to get power, he have to dominate. He have to go out into the world every day and dominate. And you want a man that's the leader, right? And a byproduct of a man going out into the world, conquering, dominating, and becoming, the byproduct of that is that woman that want to follow his lead. That's what you're attracted to anyway. In the bedroom, what she wants you to do? Tap them sugar walls and activate them waterfalls. She wants you to dominate. When it comes to making them decisions between both parties, what she wants you to do? Follow lead, be it to make those decisions, be it to be rational, right? Be it to make that logical thinking. You see what I'm saying? See, they say one thing, but they do another. But let's continue.
Like, just shut up.
Men earn confidence and arrogance. Women don't. Women are born with their value. Men must earn their value. So if a man's arrogant, more than likely he's probably accomplished something. When a woman's arrogant, 9 out of 10 times, she hasn't accomplished anything. She just has a bunch of DMs. See, this is the problem that a lot of modern day women have. They lack critical thinking skills.
She triggered. Let's continue.
Women tend to go off of their feelings versus what's real. They go off the feels and not the reals. What a girl is supposed to do is come into a man's life, see where he's deficient. Okay, I noticed that you like to go to the gym at this time. I'm gonna make sure that you have a protein shake with as many grams of protein as you need.
Just get a PA.
Just get a PA. You hear that? He said a woman's supposed to come into a man's life and see where there's deficiencies, right? And add value in those empty spaces. I won't say gaps, we'll say spaces, right? And in exchange for that, he said, okay, make me a protein shake. What she say? Get a PA, a personal assistant. See what I'm saying? You're supposed to be the protector, the provider, be willing to die, lead by example, be ambitious, be a go-getter, right? Be charismatic, all these different things that you're expected to do as a guy. However, when you hold them accountable as a deflection, what she say? Just get a PA. Why do I need to get a PA? If I gotta be expected to do all of these things, the byproduct of that is the bare minimum you being there to make me a protein shake. But it's always deflection when they don't want to do it. They'll shame you for things that they don't want to do. Oh, you want a girl that's submissive. Oh, you looking for a pet. You looking for a slave. You want somebody who you can treat like a child. It's always deflection when they don't want to be submissive. It's always deflection when they don't want to do something. They just feel entitled to all these things without doing no work to earn them. But let's continue.
I'm gonna make sure that's done, and I'm a deductive problem solver. I'm able to be observant, because that's women's gift, is being observant of social situations. That's why women are socially superior to men. Oh, I thought you were gonna say that's sexist. Okay, it's never sexist when a guy mentions something about a woman that's positive. So a woman's job is to use that social calibration that they have, that they're superior to men in, and be able to be like, okay, this guy's deficient in this and deficient in this, etc. Let me come in, compliment, make this guy operate. He's already operating at 95%. I'm going to get him to 102. And when you're at a high level already, that extra 2, 3, 4, 5% is what helps you beat the competition.
This guy's dangerous. Women will do that. A lot of women will give you that life. They will give you that balance. They will compliment you, but they're not going to just do it until you're serious. You know, because men like to play the field for a very long time.
When you're with a guy of value, you got to understand that he has the leverage, not you. You're applying to be his girlfriend. My way or the highway, baby, because at the end of the day, when you can replace a girl, that's when she respects you. It's on the woman to prove to me that she's worthy of a relationship. That's where a lot of girls make a mistake. They'll sit there and say, I'm good, I'm loyal, blah, 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 blah. I want to, see how you do before you get promoted. I'm not going to give a girl the position of secretary or underboss, right, or second in charge of my company unless she's been vetted. She's got to work her way up. The problem is that we give women CEO jobs when they haven't proven themselves and they don't respect the job.
Who's listening to this man?
So here's the thing. You're looking at equality from a human perspective. I'm not saying that men are better.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna rewind that a little bit because he said something that I liked.
Or underboss, right? Or second in charge of my company unless she's been vetted. She's got to work her way up. The problem is that we give women CEO jobs when they haven't proven themselves and they don't respect the job.
Who's listening?
That is so true, man. That's why I tell you guys, as far as vetting, at least 12 months, they have to work for it. This is why so many women are initiating 80% of divorces. Why so many women is easily walking away from these relationships, right? Because these guys see these girls, they find attractive, and they turn her saps. Icy blue pill beta saps. You don't make the girl work for it. And that's what he's speaking on. It was from a metaphoric standpoint. You have to make these girls work for it. The same as they do. They know they can't go apply online to be a nurse and just go inside the hospital and start working there. It don't work like that. They know they got to go to school. They got to get the education and then apply for the job. So the same thing translates to relationship and marriage with a guy. You have to make these women work for it, because when they work for things, they're less likely to ruin it. If men are going out here, bare minimum 12 months, right? Vetting these women for at least 12 months, 24 months before they give them commitment. I would say 12 months at least. Making her work, earn her way to get that relationship. Guarantee you she's going to respect you because you exert boundaries. She's going to tell that you're really congruent with your actions as far as leading by example. And she's less likely to just walk out of that relationship because she know the work that she had to do to retain you as a man. You made her work for it. But let's continue.
Into this man.
So here's the thing. You're looking at equality from a human perspective. I'm not saying that men are better than women from a human perspective. I'm saying that men are leaders, so therefore we cannot be equal. When you're on the battlefield, right, and the lieutenant or whoever the commanding officer is on the battlefield, you're not equal to him as, a regular soldier. He is the leader. You're not equal, but there's a reason. There's a hierarchy to dictate order. If the woman is equal to the guy, well, who's going to make the final decision? Nothing gets done by a committee. There always has to be one leader in charge. There's a reason why there's a president, there's a CEO, etc. Both people can't be alphas, as they say. The problem is this. Women are confused about what men actually want. They think a CEO, a boss, a business owner, ambitious, competitive woman. We don't give a shit about none of that stuff. Men don't care about that. And I would argue the more money a man makes, the less he cares about his woman's ability to earn money. Men and women are not the same. Women basically become the very men that they want to attract.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, so men, like, I find that men will say that they like women that have ambition to start. It's what makes...
It's a lie to get laid.
No, I wouldn't say it's even a lie.
It's a lie to get laid.
It's not, because for me, whenever, I've dated and stuff like that, a lot of men say they like the fact that I am ambitious, that I have a career.
They want to get laid.
No, but I'm saying, in general, a lot of men get irritated, nowadays, so you're dating all these women and you're going to say, all these women do this, is they do nothing and they expect. But that's the qualities that a traditional woman would bring. She'd want a man to do things for her, so...
But here's the thing. She complements that man's life.
So do you want a relationship?
Monogamous?
So how many girlfriends do you want?
I mean, as many as I can. I mean, I probably have 4 wives. I think I could do 4.
This man wants 4 wives. He's going back 500 years?
4 wives is the way to go. Because if one acts stupid, you can go ahead and get another one.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. No guy wants to be monogamous. Man, most guys that are monogamous out of force. If I lined up 100 dudes and I said, listen, man, you keep your girlfriend, right, while you simultaneously smash these girls and she's not going to care, he's going to take it. Every time. Most guys have to kind of concede to what their girl wants. This stupid quote, happy wife, happy life. I think that's the dumbest quote ever.
I mean, it's a good quote.
Absolutely not.
Why?
Because a woman's job is to please the man, not the other way around. A woman's job is
to please each other.
Women are pleased by being with the best man in the area. Women are pleased by you being the best version of yourself.
I agree with that 100%. You don't have to please the woman when you become the best version of yourself, because she's already pleased because you're the man that she wants. You're the dream guy. So by you being who you are, she's already excited to be with you. That's a fact, man.
As a man gains more status, success, income, etc., the woman wins. She's all his success, she benefits from that. It's not the same. When a woman makes more money, earns more status, etc., and she starts to outgrow her man, she's going to look for a better man. Men and women are not the same.
So, but some women, we are emotional beings. We will stay with the man.
Which is a problem. They're erratic.
But we will stay with the man. If a man loves us and is loyal, we will stay.
Really? Is that why women initiate an overwhelming amount of the breakups?
Thank you. Talking about y'all will stay. No, you will not. Y'all women minds is fickle, and your minds and emotions change like the weather. She can wake up tomorrow and just decide she don't want to do it no more because she don't feel like it. A lot of women are getting these marriages thinking that it's going to be just love. It's going to be thrills and Ferris wheels every single day. That's not how marriage works. It's not just about love. Marriage is about family. But let's continue.
Because they're emotional and they're loyal? No. Women are the most disloyal creatures that we have.
Yeah, but I feel like
which is okay.
I don't think it's okay, but...
So do you like the whole sugar baby kind of lifestyle? Man look after the woman. That's you.
No, not at all.
But that sounds like it. Like you want to
No.
be this provider. So that sounds like it.
Well, here's the thing.
But then you moan about women for doing that. So, you know, if you show that you provide...
I accept that women are hypergamous creatures that want to get their needs met through men. I accept this reality, and I've accepted it a long time ago. I'm a firm believer that men need to be men, men need to lead, women follow, men pay for dates, men should provide, men should be breadwinners. I think women working should be elective. I don't think it should be mandatory.
This guy is definitely a sugar daddy.
I tell guys all the time, go on sugar sites and use them to date, because there's a lot of girls on there that aren't necessarily, how do I say this, sugar babies that are just looking to be taken care of and paid an allowance. There's a good amount of girls on there that make their own money or just want to deal with a guy that has his stuff together. Let's be honest. Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, these traditional dating apps, they fail 90+% of men, and the stats show that. How you meet a woman matters a lot more than meeting the woman. What I mean by that is that women place a lot of importance in the context under which they meet you. It's my job as a man to not get finessed.
Did you ever get finessed? Because I kind of feel like you run this flag so hard. Like
every guy's taking L's. I wouldn't be in a position to be able to give this information if I didn't take plenty of L's.
Listen, he's definitely been finessed before, and now he's like come back with a vengeance. Okay, it'll be interesting to see what like your experience with London women are.
Okay, they're not as hot as the girls in Miami. I'll just be honest. Yeah. You know, but Miami's an anomaly. Like, we got the most attractive girls, you know, per capita, like, in some places in the world. Like, if you could compete, like, maybe with Colombia, Brazil, etc. But, yeah, I mean, Miami's an anomaly.
Told you, Colombia, Brazil. Y'all better get your passports, man. Continue.
Yeah, British girls are not as hot as Miami girls. I mean, but, it is what it is. Yeah. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I'll try to womanize here and see what happens. But my standards have went up. Oh, yeah. What?
That's not good.
That's a good thing. See, it's such a negative term, but womanizers are actually the best guys.
Yeah.
Womanize. I hope he meets a woman from South. Really?
They know what's attractive.
Hold up. Yeah. He said, I hope he meets a woman from South. She talk about the South side. I think it's like the southeast side of London, because those girls are like more ratchet. So that's what she was saying. She hope he meet one of them bad ratchet girls from the I think what's that, the South y'all or the southeast side of London. That's what she was saying for y'all who didn't understand that part right there. But let's continue.
They know how to take a girl on a date. They know how to treat a woman well, etc. It's the weirdos that you guys don't want. The womanizers are the ones you guys want. The misogynists, those guys.
Oh.
I would argue sexism benefits women.
Really?
100%.
Why is that?
Because with sexism, it adds a whole other standard and a whole other league for women. I mean, if there wasn't sexism, there wouldn't be a WNBA or a female MLS, or we wouldn't have different standards for, you know, female police officers or female firefighters, etc. I mean, actually in the UK, if I'm not mistaken, female firefighters can fail the test and still get the job, versus a man would never be able to do that. I can't think of anything sexist that benefits men, besides maybe being able to sleep with a lot of girls and being respected, but that's tough to do.
This is ridiculous. What, sleep with loads of women?
100%, very difficult.
I do agree, like it's a lot harder for men to get sex, but I don't understand like why there's so much obsession with like this body count and everything and the double standard.
Do you have an issue that men have an issue with a woman's body count, or do you have an issue with men wanting a lot of sex?
A bit of both, really, because I kind of feel like you get mad if a woman is sleeping with multiple men.
Yeah, rightfully so.
But then if you do the same.
Men and women aren't the same. Well, how about this? Let's say me and you are dating, right, hypothetically, and you find out that I might have done some gay porn in the past to make some money. What would happen? Keep it 1,000 with me.
What would happen?
Yeah.
I feel like...
You would break up with me. That's the truth. You would leave me if you found out.
Well, because I would assume that you were gay, and then I'm your secret to cover up your gay identity.
But my past matters, right?
That's the same way as men that we feel about a woman to go out there and give her body to multiple men. With men, especially a guy who got a reputation, he got a brand, it is a liability for him to bring in a girl who has a promiscuous past when he has a brand. And let's say he's about to merge with somebody that's important. Let's say he's about to lock in a $200 million deal with Amazon. This is hypothetical, guys. Before Amazon lock in and do that deal, you think they're not going to pull up everything on this guy? And when they see that he's with a woman that's all over OnlyFans, she's all over corn, you know what I'm saying? She's got a reputation in that industry being promiscuous. you know what I'm saying, messing around with a lot of guys, they're going to see that as a liability. They're going to pull out. They're going to pull their deal off the table. Women from the beginning of time are so powerful, and the wrong woman was going out there destroying kingdoms, bro. You have to realize that as a female. No man want to give commitment and marriage to a female who's messing with a lot of other men. Women need to accept the fact that when you go out there and you give your body to all these different men, it's only going to be a certain demographic of guys who are going to accept you, which are the icy blue pill beta saps. No man want to wife up a 304, a thought, a bust down, a promiscuous woman. See how, notice she said, oh no, if she found out that he was, I don't know if I can say that word, but if she found out that he was gay, that she would break up with him. See how they don't want to accept certain things that you do, but you're supposed to accept certain things they do. That's the same way she feel about a man being messing around with other men. It's the same way we feel about women who are promiscuous and have all these encounters with different guys. But see, I understand why he did that, because he had to give her that example so she can understand the man and woman comparison, so she can see why we are the way we are about a promiscuous woman versus her being the way she is about a guy who had encounters with another guy. But let's continue.
But it's not necessarily like the fact that it's your past that matters. It's just the fact that you aren't being.
But it was unattractive. That's how men feel about women that have a past. Men are interested in a woman's past. Women are interested in a man's future. Body count matters, ladies. If you're a hoe, you are a hoe by definition. And men are not hoes. We are hoe makers. That's the reality.
So would you not be with a woman for her family background or whatever like that? Because I kind of feel when you do your background check, those things are really important when you're dating someone, because you kind of want to understand their mindset.
Yeah, there's always exceptions to the rule, but in general, girls that come from broken homes typically tend to have very bad habits. Girls that don't have a father in their life typically tend to have bad habits. Is this all? No, but a majority of women that don't have these things in place typically don't end up being good women in general. They don't have rudimentary basics, or if they have trauma in their life, whatever. Trauma destroys women, but it builds men.
That's a fact, guys, because a lot of girls who have problems with accepting leadership from men is for two reasons. Either because their dad wasn't a leader, he didn't display that in the household with her mother, or he wasn't present in her life. And a lot of women, if they never had a man that wasn't present in their life, that showed them leadership, they had to see those examples in the home. That's where it starts. When the daughter sees the mother being led by her father, then she understands she's raised around it, and it's a thing for her. But if she don't see that dynamic in her household, then she'll grow up and she'll never understand what it's like, and then she won't be as welcoming to it because she never seen the examples. She's only seen it one way. Now, like he said, there are exceptions to the rule where some girls might grow up in a one-parent household and they turn to be out okay. They turned out to be okay, and at some point they accept leadership from a guy. But that's a very, very small percentage of women. But let's continue.
This guy is insane. Like, I actually think he believes his own bullshit.
So as a guy, it's your job to find a girl that isn't, it's going to sound terrible, and hopefully we don't get canceled for me saying this, tarnished.
Tarnished.
Yeah.
It's not really fair to say tarnished.
Yeah, well, I mean.
Because, like, a lot of people do hold themselves accountable and do the work and personal development.
Women?
Well, yes, we do. So before you want to, glad you find it funny.
She said women hold themselves accountable and do the work.
This is you crazy.
Where? Women are the most delusional species in the United States. If a woman never had to improve herself, was always able to get attention and validation, she had access to all these resources from men without having to do any work, without having to work hard, become anything, why in the world would she just out of nowhere go do some self-improvement? If she's never been held accountable and they tell her everything that she's doing is okay, how can she live in a fact-based reality? But see, she's saying this because she don't understand, because she's not a man dating women. See, women that date women, they don't hold women as accountable or to the same standards as they would hold a man to. So women don't know what it's like as a man to date women. So that's why they say things like that, because they're afforded that right to be delusional and only think from that mind space. But let's continue.
Why does he keep laughing at me?
Most girls don't hold themselves accountable whatsoever. Most girls rarely self-approve, if ever. Most girls think, I'm special, I'm perfect the way that I am, I'm a princess, I deserve the world, and unfortunately, reality kind of smacks them in the face because they can't keep a guy long term. They just get used for sex. And once modern day women understand that you actually have to compete, you actually have to show up to that job interview for that prestigious law firm in a suit and actually be ready to do the work, you're never going to be able to keep a job, or in this case, keep a guy.
Hold on, let's rewind it a little bit. Look at her face. She is triggered, man. Look at this, y'all. I'm gonna show you something. Hold up.
Compete, you actually have to show up to that job interview for that prestigious law firm in a suit and actually be ready to do the work, you're never going to be able to keep a job, or in this case, keep a guy.
Look at her face. She's so triggered. Let's continue, y'all.
Do you find that you always have to be tough?
Yeah, you can't afford to not be as a man, because the difference is this. When a woman cries on a man's shoulder, that man doesn't lose attraction and respect for that woman. However, if a man cries on a woman's shoulder, she's inevitably going to lose respect for that man. She might not at that moment. She might be there like, I got you, whatever. But there's something revolting from a female perspective to see their man cry. Now, you might not be someone that's like that, but I've had so many women on my podcast say, I thought I can accept it, but when you cried in front of me, it just changed. No. And the reason why is because like there's this visceral like switch in a woman's head. It's like, this guy's crying in front of me, showing weakness. Damn, this guy can't protect me and provide for me, right? Even if it's not true, even if it's like a moment of weakness, it can show something that like, oh, this guy isn't there. Because like women are designed to look for survival value in men. Men are designed to look for replication value in women.
Yeah, I think it's...
But see, that's the thing though. That's true, because you gotta understand, man, what they say and do are two different things. And sometimes women don't understand their biological hardwiring. They might tell you something at that moment, but then that biological hardwiring kick in and they can't help themselves. So that's why it's not a good bet for you as a guy to cry in front of your woman, because you don't know how she's going to react to it. She don't know how she's going to react to it. She's telling you one thing, but then once she actually see it happen, she loses attraction for you. Then she start losing respect for you. Then you start noticing she's testing your masculinity, things like that. That's why it's important for you not to do it, because you don't know how that woman is going to react to it. But let's continue.
Like, I think it's unfair to like completely rule that out, because I feel like it's fair for a man to be able to do that. You are allowed to have a moment of weakness.
Life isn't fair.
You heard what she said? I feel like it's fair for men to have a moment of weakness. She feel like. Feels and reals is two different things. You got to watch out for those words, guys. I feel like. And like he said, life ain't fair. This is just what it is.
But, okay, life's not fair. But I think you should be allowed your moment of weakness. And I kind of feel like from a woman's perspective, it will be then how you then deal with that.
I think we should end world hunger. I also think that we shouldn't have nuclear weapons and people shouldn't be dying needlessly, etc. But I can't operate on should, could, and would. I operate on what is. And what is that women are inherently unattracted to weak men, and crying and showing vulnerability is a component to that.
No, so you wouldn't cry in front of me?
Absolutely not. Never. You would never see that.
Now, before I get out of here, I'm going to just say this, guys. Don't ever cry in front of a woman. Always exert boundaries. And that starts with respecting yourself, becoming the best version of yourself, and never let a woman deflect. Deflection is just translation for I don't want to do it. So I'm going to attack your manhood to excuse myself from not doing something that I don't want to do. That's what deflection is. Don't allow them to deflect. Don't allow them to disrespect you. They will test you. Stand on what you're about at all given times. Like I said before, you need to be respected first. Don't worry about her liking you. She have to respect you first. She have to have an organic, genuine desire for you. That's going to come with respect. But it's what you do with that once you get her. You see what I'm saying? We can't just talk about getting cooperation. We have to lead by example. Respect yourself, be on your purpose, be on your grind, get your money on point, get your mind right, get your body on point, and last but not least, get you a passport. And that's all I gotta say about that. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, man. On the road to 1K subscribers. The more I get from y'all, the more I can give y'all. Tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell another friend. Listen, I'll see y'all in the next video. I'm out.
Yeah, got the streets on fire, feel the heat, the Wayne way. Ain't never had no handouts, put in work, I'm self-made. Superhero strength, I got the power, Luke Cage. Flexing on them haters like Drake. This is real rap, no